Hello and good morning, Timberline. Welcome to G&G News. I'm Javon Watson, and over time, human advancements in technology, fashion, athletics, and equality have increased at an exponential rate. The computer in Apollo 11, the spacecraft that landed the first human on the moon, had 64 kilobytes of memory and operated at 0.043 megahertz. The new iPhone 5S from Apple has up to 64 gigabytes of memory, uses a 64-bit chip with a dual-core processor that runs up to 1.3 gigahertz. That's over 30,000 times more processing power than the Apollo 11 in your pocket. In 1920, the men's 100-meter dash world record was held by American Jackson Scholes at a whopping 10.6 seconds. If Scholes were to compete last year, he would not even place in the top 60 in the nation for high school track and field. And now to Clarissa with Ask Timberline.
Good morning, Blazers. I'm Clarissa with Ask Timberline. There are many things that change in style as years pass, such as art, music, and fashion. Fashion is said to have been in existence for over 5,000 years. Fashion changes are very noticeable, especially when it comes to clothing. American styles of the 1910s became more casual. The crisp shirts, high collars, and bold stripes were typical of the clean-cut but casual American style. For much of the 1950s, conformity was the order of the day. What you mostly see is the businessman look. The gray flannel suit, dark blue, dark brown, and charcoal were the colors of a man's office suit, whether he was a lowly office grunt or head of the company. Teenagers, however, chose to distance themselves from their parents with black leather jackets and pompadour haircuts. In the 1970s, color became very important during this period. Since there were no longer rigid rules on what shades a man could wear, men also wore clashing clothes, cardigans, slim-fit trousers, a sort of suede jacket, tie-dye t-shirts, and pantsuits that were made from polyester, rayon, or similar material, along with platform shoes. The fashions of the 1990s included fashions from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s. The 90s were a decade filled with acid-wash jeans, Converse shoes, and leather jackets. One of the most notable fashion trends of the 90s was the explosion of sportswear companies, including Adidas, Reebok, and Nike. And now our current fashion is a little bit of everything throughout the decades. But one of the most noted things in men's fashion today is sagging. Teen boys now choose to wear their sagging pants in a way to form their individual style. I know that I don't think it's a very appealing sight to see, but what do you think? We went out and asked our Blazers what they think of sagging.
I think sagging is absolutely ridiculous, especially when it's so bad that you can see their two separate butt cheeks and they wear like 3 pairs of pants, and I don't understand, and I think it's the dumbest thing in the entire world.
I think it's ugly.
Sagging, it's okay, but as long as you're not saggy to your knees, I'm fine with it.
Sagging is great if you want to show your booty off to a lot of dudes.
I don't like sagging.
I feel like sagging looks uneducational.
I think sagging is more of a monkey see, monkey do.
I think sagging's really unattractive and you should pull your pants up.
I think that sagging your pants is gross because no one likes to see your butt.
Wrestling, a sport that has been around for nearly 2 millennia. Wrestling may appear to be simple and non-susceptible to change, two people grappling to gain control over the other opponent. But as a matter of fact, the sport has changed, and many others drastically so. Women can now participate, the rules and regulations and many other things that the sports have to offer have changed. The moves, styles, people who try out for wrestling have expanded. I got a chance to talk with Jeff Burbeck, a man who wrestled as a Timberline student and now coaches Timberline's wrestling team, to give us some insight. Thank you for showing up, Jeff. It's a pleasure to have you here. So I understand that you used to wrestle here at Timberline, and now you coach the Timberline wrestling team. So what is the biggest difference in wrestling in the 80s to wrestling now?
Well, I wrestled here, I graduated here in 1982, so that was the early 80s, and at that time my dad was the coach and I wrestled for my dad, and back then, you know, a lot of the stuff is similar as far as getting in really good shape and working good technique, but I suppose things that might be different nowadays are there's a few techniques that weren't around when I was in high school that we do now. They may have been around somewhere back east or in the Midwest, but But things that we do now that we didn't do back when I was in high school are things like spiral rides when you're in the top position, the tilt series when you're in the top position. We didn't do a whole lot of high Cs back when I was in high school. But again, those are things that might have been around elsewhere, but when I was wrestling for my dad, we did a lot of single legs and a lot of double legs and basic breakdowns on top. On the bottom position, we did lots of stand-ups. So some similarities and some differences, yeah.
Well, Jeff, thank you for coming on the G&G show. It's an honor to have you here. And back to you, Timberline.
As high school students, a big topic on our minds and our parents' minds is college. As the norm and almost a rite of passage to young adults to attend and complete college. In 1940, only 25% of adults 25 years and older had completed their high school degrees or more. In those times, a degree significantly set you apart from the rest of your peers. Current statistics show that almost 90% of the American adult population has at least their high school degrees. What used to be an uncommon achievement has become a standard in society to become competitive in the workforce. Along with a degree and an impressive resume, you need a clean internet background in order to get a high-level job today. Vast improvements in computer technology has made access to information highly available, as well as opened huge amounts of jobs in the technology field. And now, to Amir with Timberline Poll.
Good morning. I'm Amir Wahid with Timberline Poll. Every day we use technology for inessential activities. For example, music, video games, movies, texting, and voluntary surgery for physical appearance. We also use it for astounding creations and for incredible journeys. Regardless, modern technology is a great milestone we have achieved. With an iPhone, you can search the internet, set your alarm, mark your calendar, listen to music, leave yourself notes, contact people, take photos, videos, and with the App Store, the ideas are limitless with the functions to improve our daily lives, all in one small device. All of the actions I just said can be done on the iPhone. It replaces the ordinary way of doing things. Well, what else can it replace? Not just the iPhone, but technology in general. Will technology replace humans? Technology has replaced mundane physical labor jobs, but could it also potentially replace human teachers per se? Teachers are people we can be influenced by and learn from. They can change our lives and our direction. But could this monumental task be replaced by something man-made? We as Timberline students and teachers, could technology potentially replace teachers?
No. 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 No.
No.
No.
No.
No.
Good morning, Blazers. I'm Amber New with Stepping Outside of Your Box. I think we can all agree that there's been many changes in society throughout history, like racism, which thanks to Abraham Lincoln getting elected president, began to diminish in 1860. In 1863, Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, which abolished slavery, and in 1865, the 13th Amendment was ratified. The 14th Amendment was ratified in 1868 that defined citizenship. African Americans were given the right to vote in 1870 when the 15th Amendment was ratified. In 1947, Jackie Robinson broke the MLB's color barrier by signing with the Dodgers. In 1955, Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat to a white passenger, which then launched a year-long bus boycott. In 1963, Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his famous I Have a Dream speech. The Civil Rights Act of 1968 was signed by President Johnson, and in 2008, Obama became the first African-American president. Women's rights is another thing that has changed over time. This movement began in 1848 with the first Women's Rights Convention in New York. In 1893, Colorado adopted an amendment to give women the right to vote. In the next 25 years, many other states followed. Women got the same salary as men in 1963 with the Equal Pay Act. The National Organization for Women was founded in 1966 that fought to end sexual discrimination.
In 1972, schools banned sex discrimination, and last year, a ban on women serving in combat roles in the military was lifted. November 6, 2012, Maine, Maryland, and Washington became the first states to legalize same-sex marriage by popular vote, and now 17 states have approved it. When society changes, technology changes as well. We create things to make the world a clearer place, and we can interact with whoever we want, whenever we want, through social networking. Here's a video example about change.
I can't believe I'm becoming such a nerd. A nerd? Okay, it's a little bit late for that. You've always been a deep thinker. Wow, thanks. But seriously, I really enjoyed that lecture Miss Kilcup gave in class today.
Yeah, I feel like you're rubbing off on me because I really liked it too. She's such a good teacher, and she really made me understand history better.
Maybe it's because we're seniors. I mean, we learned this stuff in earlier grades, but now I actually understand it. I used to think people back in the day were haters, but now I realize that society is different. It changes.
Yeah, you can't really blame the people too much, but I mean, just think how different we are today.
Yeah, Miss Kilcup even said that there was hate, bigotry, and stupidity, but through laws and hard work, things have become so different.
Yeah, those horrible images of segregated drinking fountains, but now we have President Barack Obama.
Women had no power in money or politics, but now things are so different.
Yeah, and gays can marry whoever they love.
Didn't she also tell us that not only society changes, but technology as well? It's hard to imagine. It seems impossible to believe how people communicated back then. Landlines and snail mail. Now we have computers, cell phones, and tablets.
Facebook, YouTube, Twitter.
Cars get like 50 miles per gallon. Security cameras monitor your house. And spaceships land on Mars.
Yeah, it's not a perfect world, but I mean, we have come pretty far.
I wonder in 50 years if people will think we were bad with technology and haters too.
Yeah, they probably will, but good teachers will help them understand.
Hey Blazers, I'm Tonya Cook with a special reminder from Timberline's Gay Straight Alliance group, though you might just know them as GSA. There was a time where a group like GSA couldn't have existed. In the late 80s, views towards homosexuality began to shift to a more accepting inclination, which has led us to same-sex marriage being legal in 17 states, including Washington. Timberline's GSA would like to remind everybody that there will be an awareness week starting on Monday, April 14th, ending April 18th with a day of silence. And now on to ads and reminders.
Timberline Dance Team is holding tryouts on Thursday, April 17th, Tuesday, April 22nd, and Thursday, April 24th. Northwest Youth Leadership Conference is being held at Pacific Lutheran University. This conference allows juniors to participate in seminars with spokespersons from industry, business, government, military, and the academic community. Are you a senior planning to attend Evergreen State College in fall of 2014? Contact Ms. Alsop in the Counseling Center. Evergreen Boys and Girls State, June 15th to June 21st. Sponsored by the American Legion, this event offers youth leadership and government program, build your own government from the ground up, earn scholarship money, make lifelong friends, and have lots of fun. Are you a senior going to SPSCC in the fall of 2014? Pick up a SPSCC Foundation Scholarship brochure in the Counseling Center. SPSCC awarded more than $320,000 in scholarships last year. There are merit and need-based opportunities, and scholarship range from $500 to $4,000. The University of Washington is offering a free nursing camp from July 21st to July 25th. You must be at least 16 and have completed your sophomore or junior year. Pick up applications in the Career Center. A friendly reminder from Officer